Welcome back to Urban Sprawl Modded. I have been having so much fun over the last week in this new world, trading with the villagers and building and gaining resources. It has been so much fun. I have got a lot to show you, and I've got a small project for us to work on today. The first thing I want to show you are my librarians. I've got 4 librarians in my little house here, and they have dropped their trades. As you can see on the little map, I can see my librarians. Even if I'm over at the iron farm, I can see them. And once when I was over at the iron farm, they had all been zombified. So we had a zombie come in here, get past all the iron golems and all the guards, and it had zombified all 4 librarians. So I had a great time gathering the resources to heal them. I did a mad dash run into the nether to get a blaze rod, and I'm so glad that we've got that fortress precariously near the portal. So I managed to get a blaze rod. I also managed to get a wither skull. I had one wither skeleton chase me and I turned around and smacked it a couple of times and I got a wither skull. So all these librarians have been healed and their trades are what you would expect now. They're incredibly low. So we've got Silk Touch for 1. Not that I would need Depth Strider. We have got Fortune for 1. This guy is a master now, and look what his last book is. I've got another mending guy, and he would have been selling them for 16 if he hadn't been zombified, so cheaper than my other guy. We've got Channeling, Lure, so we've got some good books there. This guy is only a journeyman. He's just my unbreaking guy. But I have been buying some lanterns off of him to level him up. And this guy, he was my original mending guy for 20, down to 1. We've got Breach, which I don't know what that is. Protection 2, and he sells name tags and clocks. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. When I realised that they had all been zombified, my heart stopped. But I am really glad that I had made that trip into the nether and knew what I would be facing. So I was able to get all the resources really quickly to heal them. So I was very pleased. Bit of a heart attack to begin with, but we got there. So they're all healed. They are looking very cramped. It is getting very cramped in here, and I reckon at some point they will have a new home and they'll be a little bit more comfortable. But that's not today. Today I want to work over at the iron farm. Now, last time you saw the iron farm, it was operational. I have almost finished the structure around it. As you can see it through the trees, there it is. So my nice big factory, it's very factory-like. I have still got to put the structural support up the sides. The front is finished. The front is finished. Big, heavy, strong-looking factory. And I've made some spruce-framed windows, which I think give it a bit more of a factory vibe rather than just glass blocks being in the windows. So they're quite nice. If I go into free cam mode, the roof is slightly... I wanted to make a saw blade roof and to get some light in. So we've gone for like a saw tooth roof with glass running along, letting light in. We've got a huge chimney because this is an iron foundry. So I might need to put some some straw bales under those campfires to make the smoke go up taller. I saw that somewhere, I can't remember where, but you put a hay bale under a campfire and the smoke goes up taller. Because it is an iron factory, we want lots of smoke. We might end up having more chimneys and things put up on the roof, but it is lit. I still have oogly booglies spawn on the roof because they're not all bottom slabs. 2 out of the 4 rows are bottom slabs. Inside is still quite dark. It might just be the shaders that make it look really contrasting. We've got really bright spots and really quite deep shadows, and it is very yellow. I'm finding the light. So the candle, the torch lights give it a really warm glow, which is good considering it's an ironwork. So we pop down. You'll have to excuse the noise. We've still got the 4 kill chambers with the lava blades, and they are still just going into the chest there. I haven't fixed that yet because I still am deciding where I'm going to send all the iron. We've got the big smelter going up through the floor out to the chimney, and I have been busy. I've dug this area out. This is going to be my storage area and my workroom. And I've put my bed here because if I stand on the bed, we can't hear the iron golems. We come forward a few blocks, they're quite loud. So back here's nice and quiet. So I stand on the bed to do my crafting. Now, I have got some drawers in place, so we've got all the more expensive goodies starting to be stored away. And over here, I've got a veggie section. You've got the trim going out through the wall, and I've got a farm out the side. And I'll show you that in a sec. Out this way, I have started digging this section out as well. This is going to be a room for machines. So all the steam-powered and water wheel-powered machines that make life in Minecraft Create Mod a little bit more enjoyable, that's going to be a big workroom. So I'm looking forward to that. It is a bit time-consuming digging it out without a beacon, but we will get there. I have made a little machine. My first little machine. It's just got the one water wheel. This is an interesting glitch. These are the same spruce framed glass blocks as the windows in the factory, and you can glitch through the floor. But it's good though because it shows me the time of day. So it's like a clock, so I know it's night time outside because that's gone all dark so I can sleep. So now if we go back, it should be lit. See, it's like a clock, if you like, a bit of a glitch. But yes, my first water-powered press. So there are some recipes in early game where you need sheet iron and sheet gold and things like that. It is very, very slow. If I get a piece of iron out, it is very slow. Clunk. I like the achievement when you first press your first piece of ore, because the achievement is actually called bonk. So yes, very, very slow, but it's just there just so I can start building up my resources. When we get bigger engines, I'm sure this sort of interaction will be a bit faster. Got my composter, and I reckon we'll go out the side and show you what we've been doing outside. Out the side, I have put a veggie patch. Here we go. So we've got a bit of a veggie patch. and it's being automatically harvested with the harvesters on a minecart. And it's got the, I think they're called, what are they called? A portable storage interface. So that's dropping things into the hopper. And I reckon, yes, that chest is empty now. So I can get rid of that. And I can get rid of this one. So the interface is dropping it all into a hopper. The hopper's going into a drawer controller. And that is trim. So that's what's going down into that storeroom below. So I've got all that set up. And because I had to dig my way out of there, the chickens, the chooks have all escaped. So they followed me up and out as I dug out to put the trim down into the storage room. I thought that was a bit funny. Our project today is going to be around here. I want a tree farm. And like the veggie patch, I want to feed it down into my storage room so I can put all the wood blocks, have them sorted out into drawers. So this is where we're going to make a tree farm. First thing I need to do is cut these trees down. So this is where the tree farm is going to be. Each of these grass squares is going to be a tree. So we've done some research and we've found that the best way to have trees grow quickly is to give them a bit of space. And I don't think that's anything new. I think if you've played Minecraft for a while, you would have been aware of that. So we've got these blocks here. These grass blocks are for the big 2x2 trees, and these ones over here are for the trees that can grow on a single block, like birch. So we've got jungle, dark oak, and spruce. So I'm not too sure about the spruce though, because I know when spruce grows as a big tree, it changes the grass to that greeny, browny looking grass, and I'm not sure I particularly want that, so we'll have to see how we go. It might interfere with the other trees growing as well, so I might have to reconsider that, because spruce will grow as a single block, so we might end up having that over, and we might need to change the layout, but we'll see how we go. I can't wait to have trees being growing and harvested automatically, because that's what Create Mod's about, automation. And that's why we're doing big factories, industrial revolution type stuff. So this is the layout for the tree farm so far. But now what I need to make is all the mechanical bits. If we jump into my inventory, I've got Create typed in here. So it's got all the Create Mod bits and pieces. We need the deployers. We need these things to replant the saplings. So this is where it's going to get a bit complicated. So we need a brass hand and an electron tube. To create that, we need polished rose quartz. This is easy. I have got so much iron, it's not funny. But this, to get polished rose quartz, we need rose quartz. And to get rose quartz, we need nether quartz and a heap of redstone. So I do have a nice supply of redstone at the moment, and I've got a little bit of quartz. I don't know if we'll be able to make enough. So we need a deployer for every sapling that we want. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll need 9 deployers, which means 9 pieces of rose quartz. I guess that's not too bad. It's not too bad. It is going to take a bit of time to make all the bits and pieces needed though. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go and see about making some rose quartz and some deployers and all the other bits that you need. And this is where the game starts getting complicated in an enjoyable way. So in order to make the deployers, we need the rose quartz, which I'm in the process of making. I have got the rose quartz. I just need sandpaper. So I've got some paper, but what I need is sand. But what else we need for a deployer is brass. And this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So if we have a look at our inventory and we have a look at where the deployer is, so the rose quartz or the electron tube is in the process of making. That we can get pretty easy. It's the brass hand that's going to be interesting. We need brass. And in order to make brass, we need copper and zinc, and it needs to be heated. So we need to make this, which means I need to catch a blaze. That means going to the nether. I've got myself an empty blaze burner. I need to catch a blaze. So here we are in the nether, and I did find, I've got to remember the way. I did, if you remember, I said my librarians had been zombified, so I did need to get a blaze for the blaze powder to heal them. So I know they're around. I've made a little entrance into the fortress here, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I did not come prepared. Okay, I need to dig some more of this out to make some bars so that oh my goodness. That's right, he's trapped there. That's too high. I'm just going to put that there. Oh, you gave me a right jump scare, mate. Okay, so they are around. And as you can see, I have been here. I had to do a bit of a search around to find a blaze. It was here that I killed a blaze. I just ran in and it was there, and I managed to kill it without being killed myself. I don't think it's going to be that easy this time. Famous last words. Okay, do I just... I just caught a pet blaze. Oh my goodness. It was so much easier than I anticipated. Okay, so I've got my blaze in the blaze cage. Oh, that was really funny. And I'm glad I was filming in order for you guys to see that. Oh, there's so many things. Oh, there's so many things. So many noises. I hate it. Okay, I just want to get back home with my blaze. Like I said, I'm so glad I was filming to actually capture how easy that was. It's not normally that easy, guys. Okay, considering how my nether in this world is so precarious, it is so... there is so much lava and not much land. I'm pretty chuffed with where the fortress is and where things are spawning. So there's my blaze. So we need a mixer and it's not a cauldron. I think it's a basin. So I need those things. Mechanical mixer. There we go. I've got a mechanical whip mixer. Oh, that's expensive. Okay. So I've got the things I need to make brass. It took a little bit longer to work out than I expected, but here is my mixer with my little blaze pet underneath being fed lava to make him nice and hot. And yes, it is hand cranked. I did have a water wheel on it, but the mixer needs a lot more speed. So I put a hand crank on the back, and it works a treat for early game brass making. So we need copper and zinc. And we put our zinc in there, and then our copper, and then we basically crank it. So I've got 26 brass ingots. Remember, can you remember what we're making? We're making the deployment, the deployers. Okay, so I've got brass. Now I need to turn it into sheets, and you put it with an andesite to make the hand. Put it in here, and we'll wait for that to very, very slowly squash our brass into brass sheets. While that's doing that, what else were we needing? So we need sandpaper. Okay, paper, sandpaper. Yay! There we go. 9 pieces of polished rose quartz. So we put the rose quartz in the iron sheet. Electron tubes. Awesome. Now we're just waiting on the brass. Brass sheets are finished. Brass hands. We can make 6. We need some more brass sheeting. You know what else we're going to need? These. So while that's pressing, let's go and check and see how many I have actually already made. I thought I had already made some, but I cannot find them for the life of me. There we go. 9 brass hands. Oh, we have got 9 deployers. Oh, this is exciting. That's taken quite some time to make the deployers. Okay, now what we need are the mechanical saw blades. The mechanical saws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got the 9 deployers. We've got 9 mechanical saws. We do have some andesite casings. We will need barrels. Okay, so we've got 15 barrels, and I'm hoping that we've got enough bits and pieces. Okay, so let's go up and see about making our tree farm. It's morning, and we've got the portable storage interface. Got some hoppers, them, and we'll need that. More of them. We will need glue and one of them, and we will need the cart assembler. I reckon we're good to start building. The minecart's not going on the side. It's going to be going down here. That way it's a little bit more balanced, and it will probably be a bit more structurally sound as well. I've actually decided to decorate the ground a little bit more. So I've put in bit of a cobblestone mix of a path around where the trees are going to go, just to make it a little bit more industrial looking, because that's what we're going for. I have put the track down, and I have started putting the storage system in. So there is the storage system. That's where the tree trunks and all the bits and pieces are going to be deposited. I will eventually connect that up with my storage system down in the basement, but for now it can just go into a chest. Now we need to actually build the minecart contraption. This is where we really need to focus. That goes there, and then we get the minecart and we push it into that. Oh, hang on. Before we do anything, we need to make sure it's lock rotation. Lock rotation. Okay, so let me push this into that. Come on. In you go. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. And now if we put the barrels. I honestly didn't count how many barrels we needed. And then the other thing, this bit goes on the end. Nope, got to face it around the other way. Like that. So those things will connect when it's dropping stuff off. Now we'll do this other side. Go. So we only need the saws and the deployers on the line where the trees are actually going to grow. Okay, there must be a trick to this. Yay! Okay, so there, and we need one, no, like that. Something like that. Okay, now the deployers actually need to be up high. Yay! Excellent. Okay, so we will need andesite casings all the way along. Like that. And then we put the hands where the saw blades are. Okay, so we've got all the deployers in position. I'm hoping they're around the right way. So it's built. I've constructed it. I haven't glued it yet, but I'm just going to check this off camera. It always pays to double check your work. What's the saying in the building industry? Measure twice, cut it once. So let's do that. I have just double checked and triple checked the machine, and I have glued it all together. The next step is the freaky step. And I might have to mute myself while doing this next step because I'll be getting really frustrated. So I've just realised I've got two there, a space of two, and oh, that's oh no. It's working. Oh my goodness. The problems I had getting this contraption to work. I had a lot of IT support with this one. Just the little problems that, you know, raise their head. You have something in the wrong spot and it doesn't work, and oh my goodness. But it's working. Watch this tree. Isn't it awesome? So we've got 5 different types of tree here. Is that 5? We've got dark oak, spruce and jungle wood, and we've got 2 rows of oak and 1 of birch. So hopefully very shortly we'll have a lot of wood, a lot of sticks. I think that's all you get out of the trees. But and saplings. It probably will be dropping off saplings as well. That's exciting. I've learnt a lot. I can't say I honestly can't say I enjoyed the last part of getting this contraption to work. It was a little bit stressful, but we got it working, and it is dropping off the goodies into the chest when the trees grow. So that's working. So now all I have to do is get this chest dropping stuff into the storage system. It's finished. The tree farm is finished after hours of making this small contraption to make that small resource to make this little contraption. On and on and on. The tree farm is finally finished, and I've got it emptying the contents into drawers. So the chest that it used to be emptying the contents into is emptying itself into the drawers via a hopper chain. I know Create Mod has probably got a better system, but a hopper drop, so a tower of hoppers, is leading into a chest controller, which is leading into trim, which is leading into the drawers. So let's go downstairs and see what we've got. Here we are downstairs. There's the drawers, and currently that's what we've got sorted already. So you can see, I think that's spruce. The spruce number is going up, which means spruce is being deposited. I'll show you what I mean by okay, so we've got a hopper drop which isn't too tall, going into a drawer controller, I think it is, which is dropping it into the trim, and there's trim going in a little bit of a tunnel. I dig these two. There you go. There's the trim. Which I know probably isn't the best use of trim and drawer controllers, and definitely hoppers, but it's working. It's working for me. It's emptying the chest upstairs, and then we'll be emptying the machine. As it goes through the different wood types, it will start a new drawer and gradually fill them up. I have made the quantify key, which lets you see how many items are in each box. So that's very exciting. And I've got my fruit and veg over this side coming down from the veggie patch out the side there. So that's really exciting too. We got lots of drawers to fill up, and my goal by next episode is to have all this put into drawers, which will make it so much easier to be crafting stuff. So this is going to be my workroom. I do plan on finishing the floor and making it a little bit more cozy and presentable. That's something I can do later. I think we might call it there for the episode. It was quite a big struggle to get the tree farm up and running, but it is running, and I can just see an Enderman peeking through the tree farm there. Oh dear. He's gone. There we go. That's the episode, guys. If you enjoyed my antics creating all the bits and pieces to make the tree farm, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the channel and want to see more, please subscribe. That will help my channel grow. I'm No Spring Chicken. This is Urban Sprawl Modded, and I will see you next time. Bye. As the best thing in the create mod is the fact that it just cuts the bottom of the tree and then the whole thing just goes poof.